Hi there. I've been given this ukulele to review, and this is my first attempt at doing a video review of a ukulele that's not been made by me. This is made by Steve, Ecosteel, of Ukulele Cosmos. He lives down the road from me down in Luddendenfoot. This is one of his first batch of Soprano ukes. The wood that he's chosen for this one is Meranti, which is a tropical hardwood used in general construction. An unusual choice, I would say, for ukulele building, but I've used it myself for solid bodied instruments and so on. It works well. It's a little bit paler in colour than your typical mahogany. It's got more pores in the wood and bigger pores as well. He's used the same wood again for the neck with what looks like American walnut veneer for the peghead there, and again the same wood for the bridge. Looking around the body of the uke, as you can see, it's a fairly standard Martin style body. The construction is as you would expect. The general quality of workmanship, the fit and finish, I've looked long and hard for anything to criticise on it, and there's very, very little that I could pick holes in terms of the quality of workmanship there. In fact, it's better inside than ukes that I've paid a lot of money for. The sound O-ring, the rosette there in particular, I'll put a photo up on Cosmos to show that in more detail. It's as near to perfect as I can imagine anyone getting, really. It's a 5-ply of contrasting layers of I think maple veneer, including a green layer in the centre there. And I had to look with a magnifying glass to find the joins in the various layers, and I still didn't find all of them. So, as I say, as near to perfect as I can imagine. The neck, it's got an unusual construction to the neck in that the peghead is scarf jointed on, but Steve's chosen to put his scarf joint here halfway along the neck, and again the quality of the joinery there is near perfect. You can see the join because of the different reflections in the two pieces of wood, and what that does show up is that the curvature here is perfectly symmetrical, which means the neck profile is very consistent across the width of the neck. Steve's peghead shape, as you see, it's a shape, I would say, more of a uke banjo shape than an acoustic uke shape. Again, it's something that sets it apart from other designs. The nut is very, very well fitted. There's no visible gap between the peghead veneer, the fretboard and the nut. His 13 frets on the fretboard there, his position markers there are mother of pearl. The method he's chosen for connecting the neck to the body is a bolt-on construction with no glue. The downside of that construction is the heel there is perhaps a little bit chunkier than you would see on some other ukes. It has to be that way because there's a barrel nut inside the heel there. The sides of that neck heel are flat, similar to as you would see if you've ever played a Bruco uke. They have a very similar shape to the heel there. I've struggled to think of things to pick holes in and criticise on this. I've said a lot of positive things about the fit and finish, and I'm really scraping the barrel with things to nitpick over it. The bridge is a little bit angular. It sits very square on the body there. It could perhaps be a little bit more contoured and have a bit more pleasing shape to it. Again, the nut is a little bit square in profile. Minor criticisms, really. In terms of sound, it's the thing people are most interested in, usually volume. It's louder than my Ahara ukes. It's not as loud as my Kolohi, but as we know, those are particularly loud ukes. Playability, the action's fine. One tiny niggle is that the slot in the nut on the A string there is a little bit low, and it does, if you pluck that A string quite hard, it buzzes very slightly on the first fret, but it's easy enough to rectify if you wanted Steve to sort that out for you. Tuners are generic friction tuners. The strings that are on it are fluorocarbon fishing line strings at the moment. They work, they're fine. If you just put a set of Aquillas on it, it would it would increase the volume, perhaps improve the tone slightly. I say I'm running out of things to criticise, mate. The finish that he's chosen for the body is a rubbed oil finish. If you're not familiar with that kind of finish, it gives you a satiny surface which is quite nice and tactile in your hands. It's not glossy, it's not a mirror finish, but it is repairable. If you need to touch up that finish in the future, it's easy enough to do. The neck, he's gone for a French polish on there, which is more glossy and just feels smoother in the hand. Again, the quality of his finishing, difficult to find anything to criticise on it there. Next video I'll give it a play.